Hey friends, thanks so much for joining me today. If you are new here, my name is Katie. Please be sure to check out my channel and subscribe for weekly yoga videos. If you have returned, thank you so much for joining me in practice today. Today I have something a little bit fun. We're going to be exploring our balance, moving from the front to the back of the mat. So whenever you are ready, let's go ahead and get started here in a comfortable seat. Any seat's a comfortable seat here. I'm going to find myself in a Sukhasana or a cross-legged seat. Just taking a moment here, maybe gently close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or maybe just soften them here. Hands on your lap. And just taking a couple breaths here, settling in, arriving onto the mat here today. We're gonna do some pranayama, viloma breathing. And essentially what we'll be doing here is breaking our inhales into 3 parts, holding our breath for just a moment, and then long exhale out the mouth. So we'll do that for a few rounds here. And wherever you are, go ahead, empty out your breath. Inhale for 1/3. Inhale for 2/3. Inhale full breath. And exhale all the way out. Inhale 1/3. Inhale 2/3. Inhale all the way. Long exhale out. Inhale 1/3. Inhale 2/3. Inhale full breath. Exhale all the way out. 2 more like that. Inhale 1/3. Inhale 2/3. Inhale full breath. Long exhale. Inhale for 1/3. Inhale for 2/3. Inhale all the way. And long, audible exhale out. Sigh it all out. Wherever you are, go ahead, find the natural rhythm of your breath. Evening out your inhales and your exhales. Maybe take a note of what your body is feeling today. Can you relax your shoulders just a little bit here? Can you sit just a little bit taller? Maybe if you do want to set an intention for your practice today, maybe dedicate your practice to someone today, go ahead, do so now. And then wherever you are, let's gently open up our eyes if they were closed. And find ourselves on hands and knees, tabletop position here. Shoulders over the wrist, hips over your knees, and just take a moment here to circle your shoulders over your wrist, a few clockwise, counterclockwise positions. Feel free to bring your spine into the equation as well, feeling a few waves, maybe noticing any kinks, and just take note of where you are here today. Wherever you are, find some stillness here. We're going to take our hands and we're going to point them towards the backs of our knees, or towards our knees, sorry. So we're flipping the palms here. If this is not comfortable, then feel free to stay and remain in the normal position. But we're going to take a few cat-cows into this position here. On your next inhale, we're going to drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling, open up our collarbones. Imagine you're pulling your chest through. As you exhale, we're going to push into the ground. Bring our chin towards our chest, rounding into the spine, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, broaden the collarbones, look up towards the ceiling, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale, push the ground away, round into the upper spine, chin towards your chest. Inhale, drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling, open up the collarbones. Exhale, push the ground away. Go ahead, take a couple more at your own pace. Using your breath to help guide you here. And then wherever you are, let's find ourselves in a neutral spine. Option to stay here, or if you would like to step back into plank, right foot back, left foot follows. Push the ground away, open up the collarbones, look forward here. Engage your core, drop your hips a little bit lower so we're not hiking up the hips here. You've got this. Holding on here for another 3, 2, 1, and release. If you are in a high plank, go ahead, drop your knees down. Go ahead, flip your hands back to their normal orientation. And if you would like to, sit back into the knees. Wiggle out the wrists a little. And find ourselves back into this tabletop position. From here, go ahead, tuck your toes, push your hips back and up into space, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. And you're gonna roll yourself vertebrae by vertebrae into a high plank. Find as much control as you can. Once you find your high plank, again, think about broadening the collarbones. Push the ground away, engage the core. As you exhale, I want you to bend into your knees, push your hips back and up into space, downward facing dog. Let's do a couple more like that, these spinal waves. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Roll yourself into high plank. Try to find as much control, as much articulation as you can muster. Find your high plank here. Find the strength, recruit it. And then exhale, push your hips back and up into space. Downward facing dog. One more like that. You've got this. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, roll yourself. Starting lower back, mid back, upper back. Find the rounding. Then take a moment, find your high plank. And as you exhale, bend into your knees, push your hips back and up into space. Downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Finding ourselves back into this high plank. And then from this high plank, take as many push-ups, 0 to 5, as you can. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, drop your knees if you need to. Drop your elbows, look forward. Inhale, pull yourself into upward facing dog. Exhale, push your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Let's find ourselves in that high plank one more time. Inhale, roll yourself into high plank. Maybe notice if you're able to articulate just a little bit more, find a little bit more control. And a 5-count journey to find ourselves all the way down to the mat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Whew. Setting ourselves up for oscillating cobra here. Fingertips out at 10 and 2, tops of the feet are grounded. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly rise on up, lifting up our front body. Exhale, roll on down. Inhale, roll yourself up. Exhale, pull yourself down. Just a few more like that. Inhale, roll yourself up. Use your fingertips to help support you. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll yourself up. Exhale, roll down. Last one here. Inhale, roll yourself up. And exhale, roll yourself all the way down. From here, I want you to reach your arms behind you, lift up your feet, setting ourselves up for locust pose. In your locust pose, I want you to think about squeezing your shoulder blades together, engage the back line of the body here. Imagine you're reaching your toes as if you can touch the back wall, holding it here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We're gonna bring our hands towards our chest here, tuck our toes, push yourselves up into high plank. Drop your knees, drop your elbows. Inhale, pull yourself into upward facing dog, and take a moment to just linger here just a little bit. And as you exhale, we're going to push our hips back and up into space, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. We're going to come to the outer edges of both of our feet and reach our right arm up towards the ceiling. Really ground into the left hand, really push your hips up towards the ceiling here. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to thread our right arm underneath our left armpit, just so we can swivel towards the side of the mat here, finding ourselves in a wide-legged forward fold. Now, this is the first wide-legged forward fold, so just take a moment to sway side to side, make it feel nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. From here, go ahead, bring your hands, place them on your hips. I want you to start to push your feet apart as if you can rip them apart, igniting your hamstrings, the back line of your legs here. Keep your spine long. Inhale slowly with control. You're gonna hinge up to standing in this wide-legged fold. We're gonna point our toes a little bit out at 45 degrees, and as you exhale, we're gonna sit down into our Skandasana. Now, the Skandasana does not need to be very deep. You can certainly keep upright here. Try to find the strength and engagement here. And perhaps over time, you might find more depth throughout the class. But take a deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, we're gonna pull ourselves towards the back of the mat here, finding ourselves into a half moon. Fingertips can come towards the ground or to a block. But think about stacking this right hip on top of your left. Kick your right foot towards the top of the room, holding here. Inhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest, and slowly with control, bring it down to meet your left, immediately finding ourselves in a chair pose. In this chair pose, take a moment here, sit down a little bit lower, challenge your ankle mobility. As you exhale, we'll stand up straight, hands towards heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, we're gonna bring our left knee to our chest. And as you exhale, this time, we're gonna cross our left ankle across our right knee, finding ourselves into this figure four, and then bring ourselves down to a half chair. Think about lifting up the chest here, sit down low. From here, option, take your right hand, grab the outside of your left foot, or if that's not available to you, grab onto your left shin. But as you exhale, we're gonna stand up straight, kick our left leg forward as we reach our left arm back, finding ourselves in a revolved hands to foot pose. Finding the balance here, engaging that right leg, you've got this. Inhale, we're gonna release the left leg slowly with as much control as you can. Don't let that left leg drop all the way down, but we're gonna swing it back to reach towards the top of the mat and then find ourselves in an archer's lunge. So bring your right arm back behind you, twist in the upper body. Beautiful work. In this archer's lunge, can you sit down? A little bit lower with your hips. Imagine pulling your right heel back, your left leg forward, squaring the hips here. Inhale, we're gonna reverse our lunge, reaching our left arm up behind us. And as you exhale, we're gonna plant our hands down towards the ground, step our right foot back into downward facing dog. So now we are facing the back of the mat. We're gonna repeat this on the other side so we can find our way to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Roll to the outer edges of both feet. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, grounding into the right hand, horizon lunge. Can you push your hips up towards the ceiling and squeeze your glutes to push your hips forward? Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to thread our left arm underneath our right armpit so we can swivel, find ourselves wide-legged forward fold towards the side of the mat. Through our first round, just take a moment to kind of feel where your body is in space. Maybe notice the nooks and crannies of what's going on today. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, forward fold. From here, take your hands, place them on your hips. Just notice how it feels here. Push your legs apart as if you can rip the mat apart. Long spine, inhale, ignite the back line of your legs, your hamstring, your glutes to help lift you up to standing here. Pivot your left toes this time out at 45 degrees. Sit down into your skandasana. Again, no need to go all the way down. Maybe find a little bit more height this time just to find some strength and notice what's going on here. Inhale here. As you exhale, look towards the top of your mat. We're going to pull ourselves into half moon. Fingertips can come towards the ground or to a block for stability here. But a couple things to think about. Stacking this left hip on top of the right. Imagine you're kicking your left leg towards the back wall. Inhale. We're going to bring our left knee in towards our chest here. And with as much control as you can, we're going to bring this left foot down to meet our right. And immediately find ourselves into chair pose. Can you sit a little bit deeper this time in this chair pose? Engage the core. Inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead, find ourselves in standing. This time we're going to bring our right knee into our chest and find ourselves into a figure four. Right ankle across left knee. Sit down low. Half chair. Maybe feeling the stretch on the outer lining of your right leg, your right glute. Options here. Left hand can come to the outside of the right foot, or if that reach is not available, then feel free to grab your right shin. But as you exhale, we're going to stand up straight into the left leg. Kick the right foot in front of us as we reach our right arm back. Revolved hand to foot. Find the stability here. Engage that left glute and quad to stabilize you. As you inhale, we're going to release the right foot. Again, with as much control, don't let it just drop all the way down. Really find the control here to slowly reach towards the back of the mat. Land it here, reach your arms forward. And then as you exhale, imagine you're pulling the strings of a bow, reaching your left arm behind, finding ourselves in archer's lunge. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, sink down deep. Strong legs here. Inhale, we're gonna reach our right arm up towards the ceiling. Left hand can come behind you, maybe reaching towards the right leg. And then as you exhale, we're gonna bring our hands down towards the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Let's restart ourselves with the vinyasa. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, roll yourself into high plank. And then exhale, take your vinyasa. Beautiful work. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Swivel to the outer edges of your right feet and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. This time, can you push the hips up a little bit more and maybe pull your right shoulder back, opening the front body. As you exhale, right arm underneath, threading through our left armpit. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly with control, rise on up to stand. Use the strength of your glutes and your quads. Pivot your right toes a little bit out at 45 degrees. And as you exhale, sit down into your skandasana. Maybe you find a little bit more depth here. Find a little bit more strength here. From here, look towards the back of the mat. Dig your left heels into the mat here and pull yourself into a half moon. Maybe your fingertips are just grazing the ground this time. As you inhale, go ahead, bring right knee in towards your chest. Slowly with control, we're gonna bring the right foot down to meet the left. Immediately finding ourselves into chair pose. Chair pose, maybe notice the distance of your feet here. Are they together? Are they about hips width distance? Not good or bad either way, but just a way to notice where you naturally stand. Exhale, hands come to heart center, find ourselves in standing. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest, cross it over your right knee, and go ahead, sit down low into half chair. Sit down a little bit deeper. Can you challenge your ankle mobility, your strength here? Then from here, grab the outside of your left foot on your next exhale. We're gonna stand up straight, kick the left leg out, reach the left arm back, finding our twist. Maybe you find a little bit of a wobble. I did, but just try to commit back to it when you can. Exhale. Inhale here. We're gonna release the left leg slowly with control, just so we can swing it towards the back here, reach the arms forward, and then imagine pulling the strings of a bow, pulling your right arm back behind you, left arm in front, twist in the upper body. Beautiful work. On your next inhale, reach the right arm down, left arm up, reversing the lunge. Maybe reaching a little bit further, finding the stretch in the left side body. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down towards the ground, framing the right foot, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step left foot to the outside of left hand. Come to the outer edges of both of your feet, reaching the left arm up overhead, horizon lunge. Can you open up the left shoulder, push your hips up and forward, finding space here. Exhale, we're gonna bring our left arm underneath our right armpit, finding ourselves wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Let this feel nice, sway side to side a little. And then we're gonna bring our hands towards our hips. Imagine pushing your feet apart from each other, long spine, and slowly rising up to stand, hinging at the hip. Pivot your left toes just about 45 degrees so we can sit into Skandasana in our left leg. Can you open up the left knee just a little bit here, really grounding into your right heel? Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna start to pull on your right heel to help pull you towards the front of the mat into half moon. In this half moon, can you open up your chest? Maybe bring your gaze towards the top hand. See how that feels? Inhale, we're gonna bring our left knee into our chest this time. And slowly with control, let's bring it down to meet our right, finding ourselves in chair pose. I got this plant in the way here, but it's all good. We find ourselves into this chair pose, sitting a little bit deeper, maybe reaching the arms back a little bit more, hanging on here. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, we're gonna bring our right knee into our chest, cross it at a figure four, and then sit down low, half chair pose. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, settle a bit deeper. Left hand can come to the outside of the right foot or onto the right shin. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna stand up straight, kick the right leg out in front of us, right arm behind us, finding our twist. As you inhale, we're going to release the right foot from the left hand. And slowly, as if you're moving through molasses, fighting the fight here, reach that right leg behind you. Reach your arms forward into this lunge. And then find ourselves into the archer's lunge. Twist in our upper body. Legs are strong and stable. Really dig into the right toe mound here. Reverse the lunge, reaching the right arm up overhead, left arm behind us. Maybe reaching just a little bit further than the first time, finding length on the right side body. And then as you exhale, frame your front left foot, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself into a high plank and take your vinyasa. Any vinyasa is a great vinyasa. You don't have to do the vinyasa I do, which is the awakening style. Feel free to do a traditional one, or just meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Come to the outer edges of both feet. Reach your right arm up overhead. Horizon lunge. Maybe this time reach your right arm towards the top of the mat, finding a long streamline of energy here. Exhale, bring your right arm underneath your left armpit. Find ourselves into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise on up to stand. Hands can be on your hips or wherever is comfortable here for you. And as you exhale, we're going to find ourselves in Skandasana into our right leg. Pull the right knee open here. Option here, bring your right hand down, reach your left arm up, find an opening. Inhale. As you exhale, look towards the back of the mat, drive your left heel in, and we're going to pull ourselves into half moon. Option in this half moon, stay exactly where you are, or maybe try to reach for your right foot. Finding a little bit of a bind, challenging the balance here. This is tough for me. Make sure you open up your right shoulder. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. Drop the left foot down. Find ourselves into chair pose. Ooh, lost a little bit of balance there. It happens. Just laugh it off. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest this time. And as you exhale, cross it over your right knee. Sit down low, half chair pose. From here, go ahead and melt on over your legs. Find yourselves into a forward fold. Option to stay here, or plant your left hand down, reach your right arm up for a twist in a half chair. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead, bring your hands down towards the ground. Sit back into your half chair. Find the stability, grounding into your right foot. Grab the outside of your left foot, and as you exhale, go ahead, extend your right leg to stand up straight. Reach the left foot forward, left hand back. Find the twist. Inhale, release the left leg slowly with control. As much you can muster. I know your legs are talking, mine are too. Go ahead, step back into the lunge, reach your arms forward, and then pull your right hand back for an archer's lunge. Finding a little bit more twist, sinking down a little bit more here. Inhale, reverse the lunge. Reach your left arm up, overhead, reach it back, and maybe reach so you can cradle the back of your head. These are just options here, no need to do them. As you exhale, go ahead, frame your front right foot, reach it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to step our left foot to the outside of our left hand. Roll to the outer edges of both feet. Push your hips into space. Horizon lunge. If you did it on the other side, maybe try reaching the left arm up overhead. Long streamline of energy. Inhale. As you exhale, thread left arm underneath right armpit. Forward fold. Great work. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Hands can come towards your hips here as you slowly rise on up to stand. Strong glutes, strong legs here. Pivot your left toes about 45 degrees and sit down low into your Skandasana. Can you think about opening up this left knee, finding space here? And if you would like to place your left hand down, reach your right arm up, open up, find space. Pull your right shoulder back. Inhale. As you exhale, look towards the top of the mat. Pull onto your right heel. Find ourselves into half moon. Find strength in your side bodies, finding the space. An option here to grab onto your leg, if that's what you did on the other side. Truthfully, this is much harder for me to do. I'm going to find the effort. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Slowly with control, we're going to bring the left foot down to meet the right. Rise on up, chair pose. Beautiful, beautiful work. You've got this. You're so strong. Find the strength here. Sit down a little bit lower. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Stand up tall. Inhale, bring your right knee into your chest this time. And as you exhale, sit down into your half chair, crossing your right ankle across your left knee, sitting down low, figure 4. And from here, we're gonna melt on over our legs, maybe bringing our fingertips down towards the ground if possible. Option to stay right here, or if you would like to, plant into your right hand, reach your left arm up, overhead, twist. Challenging the balance here. Really ground into your left foot. Go ahead, bring your hand down towards the ground. Slowly with control, rise on up to stand. Back into our half chair. Inhale, grab the outside of your left foot. And as you exhale, extend right leg forward, right arm back, finding the twist. Inhale, release the right foot here. Again, slowly with control, reaching the right foot back, finding ourselves into the lunge. Reach the arms forward and then pull your left arm back. Archer's lunge. And you sit down just a tad deeper here. You're strong. You've got this. Reverse the lunge. Reach the right arm up overhead. Reach your left arm back. Maybe continue to reach the right arm behind you so you can cradle your head. Finding the length on the right side body. As you exhale, I'm going to frame the front left foot, step it towards the back of the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, roll yourself into high plank, and then take your vinyasa. Finding the rhythm, finding this moment to just reset some symmetry, and then finding ourselves into downward facing dog. All right, we've got one more round here. I believe in you. You've got this. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step right foot to the outside of right hand. Come to the outer edges of both feet. Reach your right arm up overhead, high horizon lunge. As you exhale, come into low horizon lunge. Drop your hips down. Reach your right arm towards the back of the room. Inhale, push yourself up, back up, high horizon lunge. Swivel into wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Slowly with control, hands on your hips if you'd like to. Hinge at the hip to find yourself up standing in a wide-legged stance. Pivot your right toes at 45 degrees and sit down low into your skandasana. Option here, right hand plants, left arm up overhead, or if it's available to you, take the bind. Thinking about opening up the left shoulder, the right shoulder, finding strength here. Inhale. As you exhale, dig into the left heel, pull yourself towards the back of the mat, finding ourselves into half moon. Option here, stay where you are, grab your right foot if it's available to you, or if you want to try, bring your left hip down in line. So you're squaring the hips towards the ground, and then stack your right hip on top of your left. 2 more like that. Drop your right hip down, squaring with the ground. Exhale, open up the hip. Drop your right hip down. Open up the hip. Inhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Drop the right foot down to meet your left, finding yourselves in chair pose. Sit down a little bit lower. Trust yourself here. Bring your arms a little bit behind you. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Cross it over, figure 4. And then sit down low into your half chair. Embrace the wobbles. Have a little fun with it. And then option here, fold on over your leg if you'd like to, or if you would like to try to take the arm balance, Ekapadagalavasana, feel free to do so. Plant your hands to the ground. Bring your right foot to hook as high as you can onto your right tricep and lean forward. Maybe you bring your right knee or right foot in. Maybe you extend it. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Bring your right foot down. Slowly, with control, rise on up to half chair. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left foot. Extend your right leg forward. Left arm reaches back. Twist. On your next inhale, release the left leg. Reach it towards the back of the mat here. Finding ourselves into a lunge. And then finding ourselves in that archer's lunge. Can you find a little bit more twist here? Sink the hip a little bit lower. Really ground into the left big toe here. Inhale, reverse the lunge. Reach the left arm up overhead, maybe cradling your head. Let this feel nice. And as you exhale, frame the front right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step left foot to the outside of left hand. Swivel to the outer edges of both feet. Reach the left arm up overhead. Push into the right hand. Really find the lift here. As you exhale, sink your hips down while you reach your left arm towards the back of the mat. Low horizon lunge. Inhale, reach on up, high horizon lunge. And as you exhale, bring the left hand underneath the right. Forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. If you would like to, maybe you interlace your hands behind your back. As you inhale, you're going to rise and up to stand. A little bit of a shoulder rinse here. Go ahead, pivot your toes on the left side to the left and sit down into your skandasana. Option here, place your left hand down, reach your right arm up, or if it's available for you, take the bind. If you're taking the bind, can you think about pulling open the right shoulder, finding space here? Breathe into it. Inhale. As you exhale, really drive into your right heel, release the bind, and then find yourselves towards the top of the mat into a half moon. Again, fingertips can come towards the ground for a little bit of stability. Think about pulling this right hip back just to allow space in your right side body. Take the bind with your foot, or if you would like to, drop your left hip down, squaring it with the ground. Exhale, stack the hips. Inhale, bring it down, squaring with the ground. Exhale, stack the hips. One more like that. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, stack the hips. Inhale, bring the left knee into your chest slowly with control. Let's bring it down to meet the right. Sit down low, reach the arms up, chair pose. In this chair pose, can you pull your shoulders back, biceps maybe behind the ears? Sit down just a little bit lower. Maybe try lifting up your toes from the ground, see how that feels. Exhale, hands to heart center, stand up tall. Inhale, we're gonna bring our right knee into our chest, cross it over our left leg, figure four, sit down low to our half chair. Lots of different variation options here. You can stay exactly where you are. You can fold on over the leg, or if you would like to, try to take the arm balance. Ekapada Galavasana. Plant your hands onto the ground. Bring your right foot, hook it over your left tricep. And then lean forward. Maybe your left foot lifts. Maybe it extends towards the sky. Wherever you are, hold it here for 3, 2, 1, and slowly with control, bring that left foot down. Slowly rising up to your half chair. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Extend towards the top of the mat while you reach your right arm back here. Release the right foot. Reach it towards the back of the mat. Finding that high lunge, reach your arms forward. Find the balance here. And then archer's lunge. Whew. We've gone through a lot here. We're almost there. Inhale, reach the right arm up overhead as you reach your left behind you, but maybe reach your right arm so much that you actually cradle the back of your head. Again, let this feel nice. Let this feel open. Find ourselves back up, planting our hands down, pushing our hips back and up into space, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Slowly roll yourself. High plank. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Feel free to linger in any part of the vinyasa if it feels nice. Maybe staying in upward facing dog just for a moment. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're gonna bring our right knee just about halfway to the mat and then kick our right foot to the outside on the left side of the mat here, just so we can snuggle our right knee behind us. And then take a moment here to just sway forwards and back, forwards and back. Maybe finding a little bit more depth each time. But just taking a second here to ease into it. And if it's comfortable for you, maybe sinking your hips all the way down. Gomukhasana legs. Sit tall. Adjust your feet as you need to. Just take a moment here. We've moved through lots of different spaces. Just take a moment here to settle in. If you would like to, you can plant your right hand down on the ground, reach your left arm up overhead. A little bit of a side stretch. And feel free to sway forwards and back too. Working through maybe some sticky parts, finding an opening. And then release. Slowly with control, we're gonna lean on over in front just to find ourselves back onto our hands. And from here, go ahead, bring your right knee towards your right wrist. Reach your left leg back, finding ourselves in pigeon pose, half pigeon. I do want you to stay upright just for a little bit here. Imagine you're a proud pigeon. And on your next exhale, feel free to lay all the way down. For a sleeping pigeon. Breathing into your space. Now we're moving into a little bit more closed off space, a little bit more introverted space. We really worked on a lot of openings, finding a lot of twists. Now we're just moving inward. Wherever you are, slowly plant your hands on the ground. Tuck your left toes. And then push your hips back and up into space, downward facing dog. Onto the other side. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to bring our left knee about halfway to the mat, kick our left foot towards the right side, and then snuggle our right knee just behind our left. Again, just take a second here, sway forwards and backwards. No rush here. We're just really easing into this space here. This kind of leg position can be a little bit awkward, but just take the time to do what feels right. And if it's available and if you would like to, then you can sit your hips all the way down. Long spine. Imagine reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And breathe. If you did it on the other side, go ahead, plant your left hand down on the ground here. Reach your right arm up overhead. Side body stretch. Really make this your own here. If you want to move forwards and backwards in this side body stretch, it might feel nice. Kind of working and lubricating through the joints here. Wherever you are, we'll find ourselves back through center. And go ahead, roll on over your knees to plant your hands on the ground. This time we're going to bring our left knee towards our left wrist. Reach our right leg back, find ourselves in half pigeon. I'd like you to try to sit tall here. Proud pigeon. Just sit upright just for a moment here. Just for one more breath. Then whenever you're ready, go ahead. All the way down. If that feels nice. You can certainly stay upright if you like to, or if you want to, you can move into a different variation of pigeon. But make this practice yours. Do what calls to you. Wherever you are, slowly with control, bring your hands underneath your shoulders just to help lift you up here. Now, if it's available to you, I want you to bring both of your feet towards the front of the mat. And one way you can do it is lift up your back right leg, swing it towards the front of the mat, and bring both legs forward. Or whatever way that gets you both legs towards the front of the mat is completely fine to me. No need to make it any more complicated than it needs to be. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, slowly melt on over both of your legs here. Feel free to bend into your knees as much as you would like to. Maybe making a connection with your chest towards your thighs and melt on in. Maybe if your legs are bent, your body starts to feel more comfortable, you can start to sneak your sit bones a little bit further back. But allow your body to be heavy. There we are, slowly with control, ease on out. And then find yourselves on your back, setting yourself up for Shavasana. Allow yourself to settle in. Feel the transformation in your body, the work that you've done. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. 2 more like that. Inhale through the nose. Fill up the belly, fill up the lungs, feel the expansion. Long exhale out the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose. Audible exhale out the mouth. Go ahead, find the natural rhythm of your breath. This is where I will leave you here today. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you had fun with the practice. I hope you explored something new. Of course, let me know in the comments what you think of the practice. Please subscribe. Let me know what you're interested in seeing in the future, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.